Hello, welcome to this your channel on the better Eurofan. Text me. It seemed that Denmark were going to be among the finalists again, with the promising proposal presented by Saba during last year's contest. However, her live performance did not convince too much to the audience after placing 12th in her semi-final, chaining the 4 consecutive disqualification for the Nordic country. Even so, Denmark stays loyal to its commitment with the contest, showcasing the best of the Danish musical talent. For this, we will see more about the next artist that will be in charge this time of representing the Scandinavian nation in Basel. Let's go! For today's episode, I'm going to review the Danish entry for Eurovision 2025, which will be represented by the singer Sissal with the song Hallucination. If there's something hallucinating for her in this case, is having the opportunity to break the mold and live the Eurovision experience to get herself known in the rest of Europe. Having said this, let's move on with the review. We start as usual reviewing her biography and career before her arrival in the Alpine country. Sissal Johanna Norberg Niklasen, mostly well known by her first name, is a Danish pop singer and songwriter coming from the city of Tórshavn in Faroe Island, being the second Danish performer and the first female that comes from the autonomous archipelago and currently living in the Danish capital Copenhagen. Although she does not come from a family musical environment, her family has always commented that she started singing when she was barely learning to speak. She performed in front of her family every time she had the chance, and then she will start to get noticed at a very early age, initially with the stage name of Johanna Niklasen, by participating at the age of 10 in the junior singing competition Nossa Barnavik, achieving the victory in that competition. 5 years later, in 2015, she will get another victory as well in the singing competition as in Songrat. After that victory, she will start to release her first singles in English when she was still living in Faroe Island, until she decides to move to the Danish capital in 2020 with the intention of launching her musical career to an international level, also shortening her stage name to Johanna. However, she will not release new music during the following years until there will be a turning point into last year by changing once again her stage name to Sissal, the one for which she is known currently, releasing 3 singles in the course that will take part of her first EP that will be officially releasing early last January. Musically speaking, she gets inspired in renowned Nordic artists like Dagny and Robin, as well as in the American superstar Ariana Grande, focusing her musical work in electropop. In her personal life, she has 2 daughters, with her motherhood being up to the prejudices towards her musical career recently, but she does not let be frightened by that, aiming to demonstrate that women can also balance their musical career with their maternity roles. On the other hand, she also has confessed to be a huge fan of Dance Melody Grand Prix, the renowned Danish national final, and of Eurovision and Junior Eurovision. In fact, she usually cites among her first memories of the junior contest to Gino Jelusic, having been in a crush for him, by the way, who was the very first winner almost 22 years ago with the song Tisi Moja Pervaluva during the edition that was casually held that time in the Danish capital. For her, Eurovision is a word that describes as her home, a word that casually will open its doors for her this same year to represent Denmark at the contest. Let's see then how the Eurovision adventure begins for her. Keeping its usual strategy, the Danish public broadcaster will organize once again their mythical national final Dance Melody Grand Prix, which was arriving to its 55th edition, to select both the artist and the song that will represent the country in Switzerland. The submission period will be opening in mid-September of last year for the Danish artists and songwriters who wanted to send their proposals, closing it by late last October. An expert panel will be in charge of reviewing the received proposals, selecting 4 of them to compete in the national final, while other 4 more proposals created in songwriting camps will be selected by the broadcaster as well, setting the lineup of 8 contestants as it is being usual in the national final. The selected artist with its competing songs will be officially announced in early last February in a press conference organized by the broadcaster, being Sissal among the chosen artists. Standing out among the contestants to the singer Tim Shu, who represented Denmark at the contest in 2011 as part of the Danish rock group A Friend in London during the edition held in Düsseldorf, Germany. The format, on the other hand, will keep the same dynamic already implemented in the last edition, having as the only changes the removal of the live orchestra and being held this time in the city of Herning as part of the rotary system among the different cities of the country as they usually do with each edition. The televised show took place in last early March, where the finalists had the chance to present their proposals live. After the first round of voting, Sissal will qualify to the super final together with other two finalists after the combination of the votes from the jury and the public. Thereafter, during the super final, the second voting round revealed that Sissal was the absolute favorite for the jury, while she was the second most voted artist for the public, achieving a very unjust victory by just 1 point of difference behind the singer Tim Shu, who ended as the runner-up, gaining subsequently the opportunity to represent Denmark on the main stage of Basel. Another love track presented this time although from a different perspective. Now we analyze further on this proposal that she will perform in the second semi-final very soon. Melodically speaking, we have a classic Nordic electropop track inspiring the same style, according to herself, of the two-time Eurovision winner, the Swedish singer Loreen, while her voice is very powerful and intense throughout all the track, also in line with Loreen's vocal style. The lyrics have been written fully in English by herself together with a wide group of songwriters, standing out from them the Swedish singer and songwriter Menali Wember, a really experience of composing songs for Eurovision, both for Swedish and Danish artists as we already know. In fact, it will be the second consecutive year in which she takes part in a Danish entry for the contest, after the one from last year performed by Saba. About the contest behind, it talks about that connection we have sometimes with a person that we barely know, being itself so real and so intense that even gives the feeling that it seems unreal and impossible. This can be easily appreciated by reading the lyrics more in detail, describing all those sensations and thoughts about that person in the verses, summarizing them into chorus as a revelation and a hallucination. From here the song's title as well. More than a message, the song transmits an intense emotional state as it is usual with these love tracks, very relating in this case with that crush phase we experiment with that person with which it is developing a very special link. Having known a little more about the track, I'm now going to analyze her live performance during her participation at Dance Melody Grand Prix, which serves as the official music video for the proposal. The performance begins with Sissal singing in the first verse at the center of the stage, while there are different lines and shapes in white in the visual graphics, switching to blue, red and purple in some moments, with the lighting somewhat tenuous at first. While the verse progresses, the lighting to Sissal is much more intense, and there are wind effects with a fan, keeping the close-ups to her until the first chorus, where the shot changes seeing Sissal from the side of the stage, in which you can also see two female dancers with her, making a contemporary dance choreography with themselves initially. For the second verse, the female dancers start to dance around Sissal, which remains at the center of the stage while she is performing the song, keeping the same dynamic. Changing by the second chorus, which is more energetic, with the visual graphics featuring a stellar journey and the lighting being much more dynamic, in line with the intense rhythm in this part of the track. During the bridge, the vocal intensity from Sissal and the danceable dynamic from the female dancers continue, while she started to kneel on the stage floor, while in some moment both the visual graphics and the lighting become red, noticing that the female dancers leave the stage little by little, giving the focus to Sissal that is still on her knees. By the final chorus, she gets up and goes to the front of the stage to have her vocal extravaganza moment, getting back into the energetic dynamic both in the visual graphics and the lighting, with additional fireworks added from the bottom of the stage that are kept until the end of the performance, remaining the stage fully in blue while Sissal sings the last note in a final vocal extravaganza moment. Making a summary of the comments, the Danish entry for this year is not bad. The proposal gets into the classic electropop tracks that are never missing in every edition of the contest. There are no doubts about her vocal skills with that powerful voice that gets your attention all the time, and the reminiscences to Lorene's musical star are undeniable as well. However, there are doubts on if it will be enough to break the disqualification streak of the country in the last few years and granting the qualification to the grand final. Personally, neither I do like nor dislike the track, although I can listen to it without any problem. Having said all this, the staging in Basel will be the key. In fact, we know that it will completely change compared to what she presented the international final, according to what it could be seen in the rehearsals, where she will be joined by 4 male dancers. There will be a large carving on the stage, there will be a lot of blue in the outfits of Sissal and the male dancers, and also in the visual graphics, and there will be a lot of wit. Previously, she had the chance to present her proposal live on many of the Eurovision pre-parties of the season together with her fellow contestants, and now it will be a matter of hours for her to present her proposal live in the second semi-final. Although we have been aware that she has been having issues with her vocal cords due to a cold she had from weeks ago, so we will see if she accomplishes the miracle for Denmark by qualifying to the grand final on Saturday. This has been the Danish proposal of this year for the contest. What are your thoughts? Do you think she could break this streak this year, or do you think that she would remain in the semi-final? Whatever is your opinion, let me know in the comments down below, thus we can keep the discussion. And this is it for today's episode. Don't forget to like this video if it was of your taste, bringing me your support to this content in this way so it can be reached to more people. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done it yet, enable notifications by the bell, and follow me through my social media. Take care and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.